Hello everyone. In our previous videos, we saw about for loop and while loop. In today's video, we will see one more type of loop called nested for loops. So nested for loops are not totally different from what we have learned before. It is just for loop inside another for loop. So why it is used is because using for loop or while loop you can solve only problems related to one dimension, but if you are dealing something with respect to two dimension, then you need nested for loops. So let's see how to use it. So the syntax of nested for loop is for, let's take counter variable I in range, the same syntax of for loop. I am taking the start and end values of 0 and 5. And then indentation, again one more for loop. For now the important thing is you should not put the same counter variable here also. So here I am taking something like j range. Let's take 0 comma 2 and then response and then response. Here it is one more time intended, and here it is going outside. It is outside of this inner for loop. Usually you will say in nested for loops, this is inner for loop and this is outer loop. So what will happen is, first the program starts here. So first the variable will be I equal to 0, right? So outer loop will be I equal to 0. Then it will go to inner loop. Then inner loop will complete fully. It executes for 0 as well as 1. Inside it, the inner loop will be executed fully, and then only this response will be executed, and then again the outer loop will go to the next number. So for I equal to 0 itself, this loop will run two times, 0 and 1, and then this response will get executed again. I equal to 1 again two times. So the total loop will run here 5 into 2 10 times. So how many times the nested for loop will run is number of times the outer loop run into number of times the inner loop runs. So here I am taking something like print, let's say bar, and then here I am declaring variable something like var equal to 1. So if I run here, what will happen? This outer loop will run 5 times, then this inner loop will run 2 times, so totally it will run 10 times. So if I run here, var will get executed 10 times, right? So we will get 10 ones. So if we want to put 1 to 10, then what we will do? Just use an incrementing operator, var plus equals to 1. Now if you run, you will get 1 to 10. So the concept is this much only. So let's see one more problem before winding up. Let's take a problem like we have to print a star. The star must be in a pattern. The pattern is, in first row there must be one star, in second row there must be two stars, in third row there must be three stars, in fourth row there must be four stars, and in fifth row there must be five stars. So let's see how we should do that. So I am using for, let's take I in range 0 comma 5, because we have 5 rows, right? So we need outer loop to execute 5 times, and then inner loop is for j in range 0 comma, think properly here. So for the first time the outer loop will be I equal to 0, right? When I equal to 0, the star count must be 1. So that means in first row there must be one star count, right? So when I equal to 0, this loop must execute one time, right? So I am putting I plus 1. because you know that if I put I plus 1, then here 0 plus 1 is 1. So this loop will get execute one time, and then when for the second loop the I will be 1, and then this loop will execute 2 times. So that's it, as simple as that. So I am printing star, and then comma, there is one more thing called end equals to. What it will do is it will create space between two stars, and then here this is inner loop. What we should do, if this line completes, we have to go to next line, right? For that next line there is one more thing called slash n, backslash n. So this is how this is the syntax to go to next line. So if we run the program, we can see we got the pattern exactly. So what all things we learned today? We have learned what is nested for loops and why it is important and its use cases and some examples related to it. So that's it for today. Thank you.